Hey everyone, Chairman here. Excited for the new 7 Deadly Sins set, but don't want to sacrifice your wallet to Britannia? No problem. I'm here to help you get the most mileage out of just a single TD Plus and get your foot into the set on a budget. This is TD Plus Plus. Let's start by taking a look at the contents of the TD Plus and highlighting some good cards. At level 0, we have Gil Thunder Ruthless. 4000 power beat sticks with minimal drawbacks are always great to have, though we do have to be careful since we have both events and backups in this deck. The Meliodas Brainstorm is one of the 3 plussing brainstorms in this set. The double rare Merlin one will likely be expensive, and the blue one requires a specific climax lineup, so like it or not, we'll be using this draw brainstorm the entire way through. The first effect, when your other character becomes reversed in battle, choose one of your characters and that character gets plus 1000 power, is pretty good. Finally, Diane Sleeping is a solid utility card that gives access to the clock. We'll be taking her out for other utility cards in this build, but she could see play as a tech in other decks. At level 1, we have the Climax combo Meliodas, Owner of the Boar Hat. He has 5500 power with a full backstage, and when he reverses a battling opponent with a Climax in play, you can search your deck for a Britannia character. The trigger on the associated Climax is Wind. It's a straightforward and solid combo that comes at a respectable power. Finally, at level 3, we have Elizabeth Searching for the Sins, which is a healer with a damage dealing effect. On attack, you can discard a card to mill the bottom 2 cards of your opponent's deck and deal damage equal to the total number of climaxes milled. Not the most consistent finisher, but it doesn't require a climax, and it's on a healer, which makes it pretty decent. We'll be taking this deck through a series of upgrades that will incrementally add new cards and strategies and showcase how to improve the TD step by step. The first upgrade will take out some of the less useful cards in the TD and introduce basic advantage and utility tools from the booster set. At level 0, we're slamming in 4 copies of Diane Hypnotize because we want cards, and Diane Hypnotize allows us to potentially get 2 cards for the cheap price of 1 stock and 1 clock. We're also introducing 2 copies of the 0/0 Elizabeth Courage and Determination. She gets +1 soul if she's in the middle position, and on play, you can pay 1, discard 1 to search your deck for a Britannia character, giving us the selectivity we lack from our brainstorm. At level 1, we max out on the Meliodas combo, and to help our deck get the reverses it needs, we're adding in 2 copies of Diane Convincing Threat. Her global 1000 effect and an additional plus 1000 at the start of your climax phase will help our Meliodas combo reach sky high numbers, especially combined with the Meliodas Brainstorm. You can play Diane in the front, get her reversed, then assign an additional plus 1000 per back row Brainstorm to another character, allowing our level 1 cards to contest even level 2s. At level 2, we add a 2/1 Elizabeth New Dress counter that has an additional effect of allowing us to return all cards in our waiting room, most importantly our climaxes, back into our deck. At level 3, we're going up to 4 copies of the 3/2 Liz Healer, as she is likely the cheapest in-color healer option we have access to. We round off our level 3 lineup with some copies of the early play 3/2 Elizabeth Options for Disguise, and the 3/1 event Goddess Amber. Goddess Amber is a really strong event that can remove any level 3 or lower character from your opponent's field, and Elizabeth Options for Disguise can help us grab the event by looking at up to 5 cards from the top of our deck. Finally, since the TD Plus did not come with a climax with a good plussing trigger, we're adding in 4 empty gold bar climaxes. I chose gold bar over choice because this deck doesn't run that many cards with soul triggers, and the gold bar will be a more consistent plus that we can turn into a different card with either Elizabeth Courage and Determination or Diane Sleeping. The game plan is pretty simple. Play level 0 cards that either stay on the field or get additional cards, and go into level 1 with as many Meliodas combo as we can get reverses with, using Diane Convincing Threat to help with power. Continue using power buffing cards at level 2 to constantly attack our opponent's front row until level 3, where we can use the Goddess Amber to remove their back row and close things off with Elizabeth Searching for the Sins. Our second upgrade step adds in even more utility, raw upgrades to the TD cards, and a powerful alternative in game plan. We start with 2 copies of King in Oslo Away from the Bustle, which allows us to discard a climax to salvage a Britannia character. This card synergizes very well with our gold bar climax and gives us access to the waiting room, which we didn't have before, and it also adds some extra mill to the deck. Another card that works well with climaxes is King for a special someone, which gives us the option to swap a climax in hand for a climax in the waiting room for 1 stock. Perfect for getting the win combo for our Meliodas. Lastly, we're adding 1 copy of Elizabeth Backup Plan for additional mill and power. At level 1, we're adding 2 copies of Bartra Benevolent Ruler for his ability to, on attack, discard a card and choose one of your other Britannia characters to return to your hand. This works well with the gold bar climax. If we attack with Bartra last, we can discard any gold bar we trigger to save one of our frontline characters. Good targets to bounce back include Diane Convincing Threat, which is weak defensively, or any card that got reversed in combat. We add a copy of Elizabeth Breaking the Spell to deal with standby and early play threats, and we swap out the TD backup for the costless one from the booster. At level 2, we replace 2/1 Hawk with Diane Cowering, which not only can get more power, but we can also generate a stock when it reverses a level 2 or higher opponent. The last 2 cards we add are Hawk Confusion and Diane Wielder of Gideon. Hawk has an ability that shuffles back all cards but 1 climax from your opponent's waiting room into their deck, and Diane can send your opponent's stock into the waiting room and replace it with cards from their deck. Together, they are a powerful 1-2 combo that replaces the opponent's clean stock with potentially climaxes from the deck, then shuffles those clean cards back into the deck, leaving your opponent with a large deck with few climaxes in it that is highly vulnerable to damage. Our game plan is mostly the same as before, except we have a few new tricks at level 1 and level 3. Smart play with Bartra will help us extend our level 1 cards, and at level 3, our opponent has to respect the Diane Hawk combo that can devastate their deck. At this point, our deck is looking pretty good, and the only meaningful upgrade we can make here is to bring in the King. Out of all the double rare finishers in this set, not only is King likely to be on the cheaper end, but he also requires the least amount of support from other cards. His combo allows him to mill the top 6 cards of your deck and deal 1 damage for each climax milled, a powerful effect that scales better with every King you play. We already have the corresponding gold bar in the deck, so it's a natural fit. Along with King, consider changing Diane Hypnotized to Hawk Passion for Scraps for better milling and better selectivity. This is more of a side grade, but Hawk will definitely scale better if you plan on upgrading to any of the double rare level 1 climax combos in this set. Again, our game plan is largely the same before level 3, but now we have 3 powerful threats for our endgame. Goddess Amber to remove our opponent's board, Diane Hawk combo to deal with compression, and King Climax combo for that lethal push of damage. Finally, I want to say that apart from a suboptimal Brainstormer, I think this deck is both strong and flexible and can support a variety of different playstyles and tech options. Consider switching your level 1 Climax combo to Kill Thunder, Smile of Relief, or adding Meliodas, Ultimate Blow, or just going straight into a metal build like the one featured on this channel. That's it for this episode of TD++. Like and subscribe if you want to see more English Weiss Schwarz content, and don't forget to comment below on what you think of the new 7 Deadly Sins set. Thanks for watching!